Okay, happy Sunday to everybody. Some dumb guy here, and I wanted to do this video yesterday, but because of the events at the Trump rally, didn't really find that it was appropriate to be making happy hunky-dory physical media videos during such a tragic day for our country. So I decided to pass and do it today, and consequently I'll get to do a bonus video because on top of receiving my Kino Lorber sale haul, which is a nice, good, substantial one, happy to report, I also got today now my latest round of purchases from Amazon. So I will be making a second video on that once this one is complete. So we get a little bit of a double whammy today. So, okay, as most of you probably know, Kino Lorber is having their annual spring into summer sale, which was on the screen a second ago, and it has now gone away. A little shameless self-promotion for our friends over at Kino Lorber. Spring into summer sale is running until July 22nd. I think there's something like 730 titles on that sale, so highly recommend you go over there and check them out. Kino happens to be my favorite boutique label. Love pretty much everything about what they do, including their prices. Very happy with them in general. So as far as my purchase this time around, I have a bit of a mixed bag, and I decided because of the sale and the prices that were available that I would do a good amount of blind buying and some exploration. Blu-rays maybe, some 4Ks. Let's dive in and find out, shall we? Okay, so first and foremost, I've been on a little bit of a kick lately on exploring some Clint Eastwood, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with him, I realize. So first purchase for me, play Misty for Me. Just seems like a nice little thriller from what I have read up on it. Sounds like it might be a nice change of pace from his general reputation as far as westerns and comedies and the like. Let's see, and these are going to be in no particular order. I'm just digging out of the box, don't even remember really what it is that I've purchased overall. So let's see, second we have a classic Gregory Peck Western. I've also been on a Western kick lately called Shootout. Love Gregory Peck. Realize I have very little experience with him as well. I think the only thing I've actually ever seen him in was To Kill a Mockingbird, and absolutely loved his performance there. So I thought it's time to expand my horizons on that man. Next up, another Clint Eastwood title, The Eiger Sanction. Also Blu-ray. This one is the first of that purchase to come with a slipcover. So very happy about that. I know nothing about this movie so far. All three of these have been blind buys. What I'm curious about is just the title. It sounds to me very much like it might be a title from the author of The Bourne Identity, which his name's blanking on me right now, and I can't see the book on my shelf. But his book titles were often very much along those lines. It makes me wonder if this might be an adaptation of one of his novels, so I'm going to be finding that out. If anybody knows, hey, holler at me, because we all love that on YouTube, right? Let's see. Next up, I believe I saw this on TV years ago when it was relatively new. So it's 1986, Linda Hamilton, and one of her best. It is Black Moon Rising. After The Terminator came out, I had something of a serious crush on this lady, so I wanted to check out some more of her stuff, and said, pretty sure I counted on TV in the 80s and have not ever seen either the whole thing or seen it since. Okay, another Blu-ray, another slipcover, and another Eastwood, Coogan's Bluff. And hey, stray kitty walking by the door. Hello, kitty. Lily, how you doing? For some reason, I was under the impression this is a Western, but this looks to be from the back one of his cop dramas. Another blind buy. Next up, more blind buys. James Stewart and Audie Murphy in another classic Western. Oh, glare, glare, glare. You can't even see that title, can you? It is called Night Passage. Love Jimmy Stewart. Can never go wrong there. I didn't know he'd actually done any Westerns until recently, so I decided I was going to investigate. Next up, hey, more classic Westerns. No slipcover, another blind buy. Kirk Douglas, Gene Crane, and Claire Trevor in A Man Without a Star. Poor man, I hope you find your star. It's really sad when you don't have one. And let's see here. Okay, first 4K of the bunch and with slipcover. So once again, Red Dragon. I recently rewatched Silence of the Lambs. It's been a number of years since I'd seen that one. That movie never really stuck with me like it did with most people. And I got it on the last Kino sale in 4K, and finally this time it clicked. If I recall from my last haul video, I had actually picked up Hannibal, which I had never seen. Found that over at Big Lots and got it. And since I got it at a good price and Kino sale kicked around, I thought it was time to pick up Red Dragon. Now I understand this is a prequel story, but not the first time this particular story has been adapted from the novel. The original one was Manhunter, but did not feature Anthony Hopkins. So I guess they went back and redid it to bring it into better continuity. So it'd be interesting to see that with him aged so much since then, how they're going to pull that off. I'm kind of looking forward to how that features as a prequel with an older version of himself. Okay, Black to Blu-ray. Back to more blind buys, and I keep doing all these explorations, but this time it's going to be Mr. Charles Bronson with Robert Duvall and Jill Ireland in Breakout. I've heard some good things about this title before. Again, know absolutely nothing about it, but Kino sales are always a good opportunity to check things out for the first time. And yay for slipcover on that one. And let's see, next up we have more Eastwood, and we are back into the Western genre for him. Clint Eastwood and Shirley MacLaine, classic Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Why two? I guess I shall find out, because being another blind buy, I don't know why there weren't three. We'll see. 3 mules are better than 2, just saying. Yeah, let's see, more Blu-ray, no slipcover this time, boo, but that's alright because I absolutely love something about Kino Lorber's slips, or just their inserts in general, which I'll get into later. But this one here, I remember seeing in the 80s when it came out, early 80s, Mr. T Classic, DC Cab. I pity the fool that gets into my taxi. So, I remember absolutely nothing about this title when I saw it on TV, so that will be a nice exploration again. This is one I actually already own on Blu-ray, but I decided to upgrade when it comes to Kino, or I guess it'll be an upgrade, I'll find out later. But with their re-release and slipcover and all, my favorites in the old cards, I picked up Fletch. I want to say I caught part of this at one point and found what I saw funny. I have no recollection of any of it at all. But Chevy Chase can be pretty hit or miss. I often enjoy his stuff. Looks like Gina Davis is also in this. So looking forward to checking that one out. Replacing my current Blu-ray. Maybe do a little comparison to see as far as improvements go. Okay, we're back into another 4K title, another classic Western. Burt Lancaster, Kirk Douglas, and those of you remember the theme song, Boot Hill, Boot Hill. We have the gunfight at the OK Corral. This one, not quite Tombstone level of enjoyment, but a real great classic Western that I have seen in the past and was happy to see it introduced in 4K. Versus the original DVD I rented back on Netflix many moons ago. I'm looking forward to that one. another one here that I know I have seen, also a 4K. Probably caught it on TV many moons ago from 1989. Have very little recollection of it, but once again, Kino sales are good for this. 4K slipcover, Leviathan. I was reminded of this title with all the hype over all the James Cameron re-releases into the Abyss. This one always stuck in my mind as kind of a loose familiarity connection between the two, tying them together. Directed by George P. Cosmatos of the previously mentioned Tombstone. So yeah, you can always do well with Mr. RoboCop Peter Weller, so I am looking forward to re-exploring that one. This one I have seen a few years back. A friend of mine burned me a copy on Blu-ray, or sorry, just a regular DVD years ago to show it to me. And I guess, I don't know exactly when Kino had a Blu-ray available for it. I was doing a little search to see if I could upgrade that stupid little burned one and get it into my actual collection. But once again, slipcover, Brain Donors. This is a great comedy with John Turturro and really zany kind of slapstick stuff. Good times. And let's see. Like I said, no particular order here, so this is coming as Fletch Lives, this sequel. Look out for that gun. It's going to shoot you. More Chevy Chase, more sequels. Kind of Gone with the Wind-esque cover there. I never really realized it. I know I've never seen this one, but kind of creative there, I think. I wonder if that was intentional. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. And next up, no slipcover. Is this, looks like maybe a little noir flick. Another blind buy. Full of those today. This will be my first James Cagney film with Sydney Sweeney, Blood on the Sun. I don't know how that works. I would think that would kind of boil and evaporate really quickly. How do you get blood to the sun in the first place? I don't know. It's not S-O-N, son. And this little crazy movie, I don't know if I like this. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. I think I pretty alternate back and forth. The first time I loved it, the second time I didn't, the third time I did, fourth time I did. So we'll see how it works out, but yay for slipcovers once again. I got Hudson Hawk with Bruce Willis. Kitty's back. Hello, Kitty. Dive into the food. No, you can't come in right now. I'm filming videos. You're going to interrupt me on the audience here. They're going to be very unhappy. Okay. And this one here, another blind buy, Blu-ray, no slipcover. I know nothing about this movie whatsoever, other than it came out in 1989. Deep Star 6. Not all aliens come from space. Yeah. Well, are we gonna have any giant robots? I don't know. We'll see. That was a bad joke. Okay, this one I have seen, and I really have no recollection of it. Again, I think I saw this, caught this one also on TV back in the day from 1990. No slipcover. Mel Gibson, Goldie Hawn, Bird on a Wire. Fly away, little birdie. Back to some classic westerns and 4K with slipcover. Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly. High Noon. It smoked a little weed. Okay, you know, I don't think I've ever seen a Gary Cooper film either. I'm sounding really bad. You get this nice collection of films, and I seem to be missing quite a lot of just the staples of filmdom as far as actors and titles go. So we're going to try to rectify that. Okay, last but not least, this one kind of threw me for a loop because this is the first time I have ever purchased a Kino Classic title. And this is a Christopher Walken, Margot Kidder, Jeffrey Lewis, A. Martinez Western called Shoot the Sun Down. I'd really like to see them try. I remember when Powers Booth tried to shoot the moon down in Tombstone didn't really work out so well for him. So maybe Christopher Walken will have better luck. This is a nice little Western from 1978. Now, the thing about this one, like I said, the Kino Classic Collection that I wasn't aware of and I'm kind of weirded out about, is one of the things I really love about Kino. Grab some without slip covers here to demonstrate. I really love the consistency of this. I love their spines. Simple, black, white font, always centered, very consistent, very elegant, looks great on a shelf. Now, the problem, of course, being that those of us who also love slipcovers, you run into the same kind of conflict here. Well, it's like, okay, they do a pretty good job of keeping them consistent within the artwork or whatever. They're not like crazy random releases where you got a title up here, a title down here, big print, small print, all over the place. These are always, I believe, centered as well. Looking up on my shelf, which is good, and I'm glad that there's a contrast there. I'm also glad that they're not identical to the non-slip covers. They look kind of funny on the shelf. You really can't mix and match. At least I can't. It messes up my OCD a little bit. So I always keep my slipcover Kinos separate from my non-slip cover Kinos, just because if you end up mixing those up on the shelf, it just looks wonky to me. And I can't handle that. Did anybody else out there relate? Just let me know. But yeah, you end up with some funkiness like that, and I don't like it. But the whole reason I bring this up, what is this? What is that? That doesn't go at all. That doesn't go with the non-slips. That doesn't go with the slips. You get all kinds of funky. What do you gotta do? What do you gotta do that? Huh? You can't. No, you can't do that. And you can't do that. You know, you get all these actor names here, you got the title down here. This just throws everything out the window. Kino, I don't know what you're doing. I love you, but I do not like this. This is just like everybody else's freaking studio releases, and it bothers me a lot. Stop it. Bad Kino. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That is the entirety of Kino sale haul. The sale goes on till the 22nd. If I can free up the funds, I might place one more additional order. I still have a wish list full of titles. Seems like every time they have a sale, I load up my cart more than I'll ever buy. I whittle down, I pick and choose my priorities. The rest go into my wish list and it stays there. And then the next sale comes around to do the same thing. The wish list is getting longer. It's not getting shorter. Do we need more sales? I don't think so, because I just would kill myself there. But anyway, I'm going to go through that wish list one more time before the sale's over, see if there's anything I really think I want before the next sale, and pull a trigger and maybe see you in another video with another batch, okay? Anyway, thanks once again for watching. Very much appreciate your time and attention, and see you momentarily, well, at least for me, when I go through my batch of titles I just picked up from Amazon that came in today. So have a pleasant Sunday evening. And lastly, should anybody watching, the 2 or 3 of you that might be here, have anything to say about any of my titles and my purchases, you want to call me a dumbass for not owning or seeing something, come on, it's YouTube. You know, where else would you do this? So let me know. Give me some thoughts, some opinions, some arguments, some accusations, some nice little creative insults. We're down, right? Take care.